looks like depth charges. I don't think that's what they are. Here we are on the 11th deck of the Silver Moon, and we were heading towards the observation library. When we get to the glacier this afternoon, we should have a pretty decent view from up here. And there's the library books.
I call you back. I'm very busy with that. No, I do.
And there's the little bar. And the coffee station.
Doesn't work.
Yeah, there used to be soft drinks underneath. Hi. Yep. Beautiful view. Then we just sit down and up.
We're sailing.
So we were going. Well, they probably had snacks and stuff.
And her luggage wasn't there.
She's crying, of course. Had tears in her eyes. You did too.
We were getting ready to go to dinner, and it had already called with nothing inside the little.
Yeah.
You have your luggage?
You have your luggage?
No, we don't have my luggage. We've got to keep everybody home. I know. We were in Costa Rica. I just said that's to be my go-to. Oh, absolutely. No, you know what? We were in. Yeah.
They got sushi.
Yeah, they had that on.
They had
It's business. Well,
Holding my breath.
we'll just, start with a mini iceberg.
It's like so cool on that Christmas time.
These things look kind of green or blue.
I really can't see it.
You can't
See how blue those things look?
pointing in which direction.
Summer.
Yeah.
If we stop real quick, we know we hit one.
Hurry, hurry.
Point here.
Oh, there's a big one over there.
Oh, yeah, look at all that now. Let's go past. We had that in Italy somewhere.
Yes, what do you see?
Iceberg, right ahead!
Thank you.
I don't think so.
Yeah, you probably wait till
I'm gonna call. I'm gonna call.
just want to go talk.
Tell them the chocolate chip cookies. We're getting full on. That's all the way to, that's how I get it.
That's to entice them. The buffet has some of those. You can stop by that restaurant.
So I entice them good things. Either a shake or a
Chocolate chip. Chocolate chip cookies. They got them over there at the buffet.
Long story short.
We don't need much anyway, so these are us about split it because we just said we don't know when our fits.
Even up onto the open deck above the observation lounge, which you can access through a door in the observation lounge for a good view. And I will make a commentary about this mighty tidewater glacier as we get a little closer. And in the interim, enjoy these spectacular views of Alaskan scenery with the mountains, the ice, the snow, the glacier, and water really at its best. And I will be back with you in a little while. Thank you for your attention.
I'm going to tell you, they don't get this very often. Very seldom would you get this kind of sky up there.
Directional directly at 12 o'clock. Directly behind the station at 6 o'clock. Then obviously the hourly hands in between if you want to point something out on the shore using, say, 10 o'clock or 4 o'clock position. Now, for those of you interested while we talk about port and stop, was trying to remember what side of the ship it is. Port is the left-hand side of the ship, and the easiest way to remember that is that seen in the days gone by, and indeed passengers today hate to hear that there's no port left, sir. So port is the left-hand side of the ship. Viking ships in days gone by had a steerboard or rudder, which was always situated in the right rear of their longships and dragon ships. So steerboard in the early Viking language became starboard or the right-hand side of the ship. And for those of you interested in the term that British sailors being limeys, that came about on account of there being federation of lime juice to try to halt scurvy on account of the vitamin C deficiency. And I think that limey is a far more pleasant term than poms, as in prisoners of the motherland being sent off to penal colonies like Australia and Van Diemen's Land. Now ahead of us we have the mighty Hubbard Glacier, the target really of our excursion this afternoon in beautiful weather. For those of you interested in some of the minutiae of this glacier, it takes its name from the first president of the National Geographic Society in 1890, a man by the name of Gardner Hubbard, and he is well remembered today in terms of this glacier and its name. The glacier indeed is a mighty natural phenomenon, extends away from us 75 miles, 120 kilometers, up into the mountains of Canada. Ahead of us, out of view in the mountains, is Mount Logan at 5,600 meters, 18,400 feet. North to its right, Mount Welsh at 3,400 meters, or 11,200 feet. This bay, arm of water in which we are sailing, is called Disenchantment Bay, and it takes its name from a 1792 Spanish expedition under Malaspina, who came up this arm hoping it was indeed the entrance to the fabled Northwest Passage, and when they found indeed that their way was blocked by mighty glacier and mountains, they were disenchanted, as you can imagine, and the name Disenchantment Bay or Disenchantment Arm has stuck ever since. Now this glacier is often referred to as the Galloping Glacier because it is indeed advancing rather than receding. A very unusual position today, particularly with all of the glaciers all over the world, and especially those in the Northern Hemisphere. This glacier has advanced 1.5 miles since 1985, and to that end, as we pass Hankey Island, which was off to our 1 o'clock position at the moment to the right front of the ship, you will look along the right-hand side of the glacier up into a fjord called Russell Fjord. Well, Hubbard Glacier in 1986 came all the way forward and in fact met the land and blocked off Russell Fjord. So the water behind began to pile up and dam up, as you can imagine, 25 meters, about 90 feet above the present ocean level or water level. And 6 or 7 months later, that dam of ice burst. Of course, 1.3 cubic miles of 5.3 cubic kilometers of water gushed out in 24 hours. Thankfully, there were no fatalities or injuries as a result, no ships damaged, but it is recorded in history as the largest glacial outburst flood ever recorded. It happened again in 2002, where the glacier came forward and touched the land to the right front of the ship now, blocking off Russell Fjord, and the water behind lifted a height of 18 meters, a good 55-60 feet above the present water level, until that tube burst and poured forth that water and ice into the bay. I've been here on previous occasions doing kayak operations, and we had kayaks that were swept into Russell Fjord by an incoming tide and had to rescue them and evacuate them with Zodiacs and pull the kayaks back into the bay. It was fraught with anxiety and panic, I must tell you. So the tides that rush in and out of Russell Fjord are indeed impressive, and the ice pilot, very experienced in these parts, has been talking about the very powerful tides and currents that come in and out of Russell Fjord to the right-hand end of the glacier. Now this glacier, 76 miles from here up to its source in the mountains, is about 400 feet. That face that we're looking at is a good 400 feet high, about 120 meters, and extends another 250 feet, about 75 meters below the waterline. It carves regularly, often carving off icebergs.
Okay, here we are at the 11th deck. We were indoors earlier. And there's a running track going around with the pool below. Here's all the people looking at the glacier.
Oh, you know what he said? 1/8
This is the big one.
down in there. Oh my gosh, isn't that stunning?
I'm not sure what I'm taking because there's a reflection behind me.
Well, you're aiming at it.
Yeah. Oh wow, we're hearing some booms, like something else is breaking off or something. We cannot see it. At least I can't. Could be on the back side. We are now back in our room. Let me go off to the balcony. And that is pretty bright out there. Let me put on an ND filter and see how it looks. Okay, that was hard putting the filter in. So now I have the ND 16 filter. Of course, the reflection on the viewfinder is humongous, so I cannot see what I'm taking and how it's going to look. So we'll see when I play this back. Hopefully made some improvement. Okay, bye for now.
Enjoy the glacier. We did very much. 602.
Perfect. Sun and everything.
It's chilly outside, but.
I'm seeing your face in the.